In New York is Omar Rahman, a fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs. Omar, thank you so much indeed for your time. How much truth do you think there may be in the idea that it's actually Benjamin Netanyahu himself who keeps scuppering peace talks? Because there are so many leaks coming out at the very top levels of the Israeli government. People are saying it's probably Netanyahu who's putting these leaks out.
I think it's very true that that's the case. I mean, it's clearly the case. I think the negotiators, including the Americans this time around, have been very serious about pursuing a ceasefire agreement, and that Netanyahu did all in his power to scupper that agreement, first and foremost by commencing with this assault on Rafah at this point and rejecting the terms of the ceasefire and saying they were, well beyond what Israel was willing to accept, even though the Americans were party to those talks and have been dealing with the Israeli side or negotiating almost on behalf of the Israeli side throughout those talks.
So, Omar, why would Netanyahu do that? Everybody's been saying it's to save his own political skin. Can it really be only that?
No, I don't think it's only that. I mean, that's a part of it. But I don't think you can explain Israel's behavior and its conduct in this war only in terms of, prolonging it so that Netanyahu doesn't face the political reckoning within Israel that will commence when the war stops. You can't explain, the total destruction of Gaza, the total destruction of Gaza's health infrastructure, education infrastructure, all those kind of things. These are genocidal actions aimed at destroying the Gaza Strip, making it not able to sustain life, and uprooting the population of Gaza. And we see the operation in Rafah within that same vein, that Rafah is the last refuge of over 1 million Palestinians who have taken refuge there. It is the last lifeline for humanitarian aid entering and for people being able to enter and exit Gaza, including humanitarian aid workers. So it looks like that is the purpose of the attack, to destroy what's left of things that can sustain life within the Gaza Strip. And so that's what I think is the intention of Netanyahu here.
Omar, a couple of hours ago, a spokesperson for the Israeli government said Israel will never accept Hamas as governors of Gaza. Does that mean that the peace talks are actually looking at the more medium term, at the longer term, to try to make sure that this kind of conflict doesn't happen again? Many Palestinians are saying that's what we want from these ceasefire talks. Is that in Israel's interest to look that further ahead?
I think Israel's been looking that further ahead since October 7th. I think its intentions here are paradigmatic, and I just mentioned that in my previous answer. I think Israel is looking for a shift. It says, all right, well, after October 7th, we can no longer live with Hamas as the government or the administration within the Gaza Strip, and therefore we have to seek a whole-scale change. Although at the same time, Israel's ideological leadership, or its leadership, their political ideology of the right wing, will not accept a Palestinian state, and they've made that very clear. And so they don't want to allow the Palestinian Authority, for example, to return to the Gaza Strip to rule, because that would put parts of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip back under a single Palestinian leadership, which is too close to comfort for them, too close to a Palestinian state for comfort for them. They don't want to bring an international trusteeship in there to govern the Gaza Strip, including Arab states or the international community, because again, that's not an end goal, and there will ultimately be pressure from the international community on Israel to negotiate a political solution. And so they have no answer here, and their only answer, it seems like, is to, again, destroy Gaza and put pressure on the population to flee the Gaza Strip.
Omar Rahman, thank you so much indeed for the analysis, Omar. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure being with you.